I'm going to ask him right now because I know he's got people listen to the show. Hey, if you could ask Mr. Boras a quick question. Does he apologize to teams ever when he lies to them? When he convinces octogenarian owners that a player is the best last piece? Does he then go when that player stinks and that player doesn't perform and that player's overpaid? Does he ever say, oh man, I got that one wrong? I was thinking about that because of Anthony Rendon. Anthony Rendon is an Anaheim Angel of Los Angeles. When Anthony Rendon won the World Series in 2019 with the Washington Nationals, he was an well above average third baseman, well above average middle of the lineup hitter. When the Los Angeles Angels signed him to that 7-year, $245 million contract, the Angels were lauded. They got the best position player on the market to combine with Ohtani and Pujols to make the Anaheim Angels the belle of Los Angeles. Well, Anthony Rendon's time with the Angels is mercifully coming to an end. He's got one more year left on that deal. He's only played 257 games with the Angels out of a possible 1,032. Anthony Rendon is still owed $38.5 million this coming season. And this weekend, word came out of a buyout, of a negotiation to get Anthony Rendon out. There is a misunderstanding about buyouts, so I wanted to explain. When a player is guaranteed money, in the first hour of the show, we talked about guarantee, what it means. Anthony Rendon is owed $38.5 million this year. When you read about a buyout, it doesn't mean that he is going to be released by the Angels and not paid his $38.5 million. Scott Boras and the Players Union never, ever allow a player to give back guaranteed money. The player has to get something in return for any right that they give up. Any contractual obligation of a team must be satisfied. The union will not have it any other way. To say nothing that we're in a negotiating year, but even in the middle of a CBA, they would not allow any right to be diminished. The only solution for Artie Moreno and the Angels is to outright release him. Having Anthony Rendon on your 40-man roster, having him on your 60-day injured list, and therefore not on your roster, but still a part of the organization, there is no reason for it anymore. I would have designated Rendon for assignment 2 years ago. I understand the pain that an owner feels about designating a player and still owing that player $100 million or $50 million or $38.5 million. But they didn't. They kept him around. Why is there talk of a buyout now with 1 year left? Is that because all of a sudden Moreno is willing to release a player and pay him the $38.5 million? Because you don't need to do a buyout if you just release the player. But instead, the Angels are looking for a favor. The Angels are looking to negotiate with Anthony Rendon in order to spread, and this has not been written that I've seen, but I'm just giving you from my experience what buyout negotiations are. I want you off the roster. Well, I can do that. I'm in charge of that. I don't want to give you $38.5 million to count toward my luxury tax payroll. Well, I'm not hitting the luxury tax threshold, so that doesn't matter to me. But if you're a team that is going up against a luxury tax threshold in baseball, it's why you see deferrals. It's why you see discount rates that are argued about between union and commissioners. It's because salaries are calculated according to the present value of the contract, which is why people misunderstood the Ohtani deal. People thought the Dodgers by paying Ohtani only $2 million and deferring $68 million, that they were only having a $2 million hit to their luxury tax payroll. That's not accurate. You take the $700 million paid over 20 years, you discount it, you come to an agreement with the union, call it $450 million over 10 years, you straight line amortize it, that's a $45 million hit per year to your luxury tax. And the reason you do that is you don't want teams to be able to manipulate the luxury tax number by using their financial might to further hurt other teams in the league. Having the Dodgers only have $2 million count toward Ohtani, that would be unfair. So everyone understands what the rules are. So Anthony Rendon, how do you change that? Well, the present value of his contract paid over 6 months, which is when players get paid from April to September, is the $38.5 million deal. What if you spread that? What if you pay Rendon over 5 years instead of over 1 year? We've seen it in the NBA where you take a player, you release the player, and then you spread out the remaining money and the impact it has on the salary cap. Baseball's the same thing, even though there's no salary cap. So what is being negotiated with the Angels is not whether Rendon will get fewer dollars than $38.5 million, because he won't. It's whether or not they can spread that to make the hit against the team more palatable, because he's been such a waste for the entire 7 years. He's been a drag on the payroll, a drag on the competitiveness of his team, which is the longest and has the longest drought in all of baseball. I just dropped that, Coke. I don't know if it's right, but I really do think the Angels have the longest playoff drought in all of Major League Baseball right now. So will Rendon negotiate? What do you get in return? You get more money. You do it at a discount rate where if it's spread out over a certain number of years that you get an interest component. You get certain benefits, whatever they may be. Maybe he'll negotiate 100 hours on Artie Moreno's private plane. Whatever Rendon and his agent, and you can look up who his agent is, what they negotiate, would I do it? You bet your sweet bipsters.